Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar. Ready for battle.
Alright, so
attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
In this one, we're the red team. And this one went horrible. Like, we barely moved the cart, which is crazy because we actually started out really good. And then we just zerged. I watched this last night, kind of like 1.5 times maybe, or at least, you know, parts of it.
5,
So
4, 3,
I'm gonna pause it.
1.
So basically, coming out of the start, like I said, we actually do good. It's kind of normal. They're kind of and if you notice, they don't have a shield tank. So that's something to keep in mind. There's no shields. All right, let's move this thing. See what happens.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
All right. I'm here on the right doing, this is my normal flank on this map to start. I almost do this every time. I want to come up here and try to put pressure on these guys here. There's a Junkrat here as his trap there. We can see over here we have a Hammond who's coming this way. We got our healers in the back. The soldiers pretty far back. I don't know why, and but everybody's pretty far back, and Tommy's kind of up here. But watch, we actually do good at the start. All right. So there are Hammonds here, but we have 4 people, and they don't really do anything for a while. Our Hammond's backlining them right now. I'm gonna try to come up, but I see this trap. I actually didn't step in it. And then with the Hammond here doing weird stuff, it's kind of difficult. But let's pause it and see what's going on for a second. All right, so our whole team is right here. All right, and this is probably why we actually do a good job, and we actually, you know, actually move the cart pretty good right here. Is the whole team is right here, and their whole team's right here. And I see the Zarya, right? I mean, she's just out of position, right? She's not like the Hammond who's right here, who you could say is out of position, but can get back in position with a giant shield and all that stuff. So we're gonna actually make a kill right here on Zarya. And so now we're +1, and you can see right here the only person that's dead is the Zarya. Remember, we're the red team, so look at our line. Our line, we're still pretty good. We're still, and this guy's right here. Now, this is a precarious situation. I assume you live, but man, that's close, right? Yeah. I go up. See, I didn't step in the trap. We pushed that Junkrat away. I come down here. Yada yada yada. We're all here. The fight's good. And this is all boring because it plays out how it probably should. We push it pretty good. Let me get a closer view over this way. So, yeah, let's back up. So, yeah, I want to back up a tiny bit more. What is this at? 146. Let's go to 140. All right. So now we're going to see down here, Hammond gets killed. All right. The actual, you know, Genji got killed. And we're all right here. We're +3 right now, basically. We're +4. +3, I guess. There's 3 right here. This, we get the bomb real quick. So it works out okay. Now, we screw up here, because this should have probably been a whole push. They have 4 back. Okay. Like right here.
Get ready for a
You know, I was going to start to yell at Jesse, but then he did the right thing and he actually got back. So we're going to die to this dude here. We're going to die to the Genji thing, I think. We've already lost the 76. And then we lose Mercy, obviously red. Then he comes down, he kind of cleans house.
Helden sterben nicht.
Alright. So we're gonna die. They clear us. Alright, our hamster's dead. Everybody's dead. Alright, so now, here's the problem. This is where everything starts, and I have to go back here. Alright. So right now, we have 76. Zen. Who's that? I can't even tell. That's Red. And then Tommy. Okay, so obviously having these people in front, you know, of Tommy's not really a good place to be, so we just all got to live. Okay. So now we have the Hammond coming back out. But now the Genji's killed 76. Alright, we still got 4 here. They have 3 here. There's 3 here. Alright. I'm coming out now. Alright. So let's look right here where we at. This is where we start to have problems. At this point, we have Jeffy is backed up to here. Red's kind of doing the triangle thing between the Hammond and here. Our 76 isn't back yet, so the 5 of us are the only things that are alive. And watch this. Alright. Look what happened to us. Tommy's going down here, right? And this is going to get us in a really bad spot for this attempt, right? Because, you know, I'm not picking on Tommy, but you got to be back here. This is where you're supposed to be right now. It's like, I know you don't know who's behind you or whatever, but I mean, it has to. I mean, you're pushing by yourself into 3 people, and you've already let somebody flank you behind because you pushed past them. So you're just, I'm assuming you're going to die here because, and I know you do because I remember from last night. But I think if anybody looked at this and we just took your name off of it, we're like, oh, the Rhine is going to die. So now back here, you have 1, 2, 3 people dealing with Hammond, at least. I'm probably throwing bombs at him too. Well, no, I've gone up here already. So, and at this point, this is where you die. So now, I kind of see. Watch this. So I'm like, I notice you die. I'm gonna kind of try to stay in here. We have 76 coming back, although he shouldn't go too far. Hammond's doing Hammond things. Alright, so now let's take a look. So now, 76 is up here. It shouldn't be. We have to deal with this thing right here, which is Hammond. Now, this dude needs to be shooting this way. I mean, that's just the reality. He needs to be shooting that. And we need to kill that Hammond right there. Alright. So now here's another problem. Hammond's right here. So if you look at their comp, they have 2 people who you expect to backline us the entire time, which is Genji and Hammond, with Junk making life miserable. He could backline, he has range, you can do a lot of stuff there. So, and these 2 are, but we're playing into it. Again, now, and this is harder, Tommy, but let's back up a few seconds here. Alright, so you're coming back in. Now watch Hammond. So he's up top. It's not a big deal you don't see him. Now watch this. Now, this is the problem. Watch this. He's going to drop the bombs. Okay, at this point, when he drops those bombs, everybody needs to back this way. Nobody, when the bombs come, you got to back up through them. You can't walk through them because you can't get everybody else through that and the other team's this way. So that has to be a backup situation, not a follow situation. Because look, again, it's a case of our tank is isolated by himself in a very similar situation to the last time we died. So now we've got a situation where we have 5, I think, hold on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us here. Where's the 6? I guess the 6 is Hammond. And so he's going to be, yeah, he's already up there at the cart, which it's what Hammond does. I don't really love it, but it's what Hammond does. You know what I mean? I mean, he's not going to do any good if he's hanging out here with us. So I'm not going to really bitch too much about that. So he runs away. Now, I guess Tommy's down here with the health pack would be my guess, getting the health pack. Alright, so we're... No, I think I just accidentally jumped back like 20 seconds. Let me see. for 20 seconds. Let me back up a few seconds.
60 seconds remaining.
All right, so here we go. We're not in horrible shape. I'm going to be up here. I think Junkrat actually kills me this time in a one-on-one. Yeah. So I died to Junkrat, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 5 of you are here, but we're stretched thin. Like, remember back here when we were in a line, and I was kind of pointing, I was like, we're in a line, we're in good shape here. We're all facing the direction. We're all kind of able to deal with the enemy. Right here in this shape, we're not. I mean, we got 3 people here, and that we're trying to fight, and they got 3 people on the sides, and we're down a man, but we're not in a really great shape anyway. So Genji just ults again, and basically starts killing things. Here comes my dying ass back. Our 76 is dying ass back. Now realize, right here, that ult was probably really mistimed, right? So there was no reason to do that. We were all dead. Okay.
30 seconds remaining.
So this is me running away, realizing things are bad. I mean, we just lost. It's like it's one of those things where, and this is one of our weaknesses. We should always group up here, every time. I mean, here, in there, you know. And instead, what we all do is we walk out one at a time up to here, and we act like idiots. But we all do it. I mean, the randos in our groups, everybody does it. This is what happens with this SR. Everybody comes out of here one at a time and just walks up, sees what happens, because we all see people ahead of us, so we're trying to get back in the fight, and then we die.
I've got you in my sight.
So now we're all dead. Genji's killed everybody again. Yada yada yada.
Back at you.
All right. So now let's see what happens next. This is our last chance. We have 18 seconds left for a group up. 76 is up here shooting 1 into 6 at the team, and Tommy's up this way. Let's see where we all go. Okay. So this is all 100% unneeded right here. I mean, what you should be back here and not having your shield up. I mean, you should just, so that way when we come up, your shield's at 2,000 health and everything's fine. I mean, there's nobody behind you. You're just protecting yourself, and you could easily do that just by line of sighting them right there.
10 seconds remaining.
I know there's only 10 seconds, and that plays a part of it. But we have 10 seconds to get to, like, right here. I mean, this is the cart right there. So, I mean, one charge and we can do it, but you got to go soon. So I'm not like saying you're like doing crazy stuff, but it would have been better to wait for here until the last second and then go. But anyway. All right, so now let's see what happens. We're in good shape, except soldiers here, but there's 5 seconds. So I mean, everybody's feeling the crunch to get here. So it's hard to say anybody's out of position at this point, because we're just doing what everybody thinks they have to do to get somewhere, to do something. All right, so Ryan did his charge up. This is when, I mean, that tire's just gonna kill me, kill all of us.
Team kill.
And that's it.
Round 1 complete.
All right. So this is where we lost. I mean, I'm not going to bother looking at our defense when all they had to do is get to the top, and I mean, we were horrible. So the main thing is, I would say that the most obvious thing is we had people ahead of the tanks, and we had the tanks too far ahead of people at times. I mean, Genji probably was way more disruptive to me than the Hammond. I mean, just even looking at the kill feed, look at what he did. I mean, the Genji, I think, tore people up. He was probably their most impactful player, but it's hard to even see it. We'd have to go back and really look to see what everybody was doing, like the healers and everything, because every time these guys were coming in with us, we weren't dealing with them, but we weren't in a position to deal with them. I mean, if Hammond's back here and our Rhine is up here, you know, and we have a soldier and a you know, Zen back here, they're just not going to kill Hammond. I mean, they don't have the firepower to do it. And you know, the Genji is, every time we're in here, the Genji was tearing us up. So the Hammond was usually here, and the Genji was tearing us here. So, I mean, what we need to do is come out of here and just kind of play off each other to the point where we could have gotten a pick on one of those 2. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it was you're not like far off if you're saying the Hammond was a big problem. We had to deal with it, but it wasn't really the Hammond. It was just their two people that backlined us constantly. We kept walking past them and letting them kill us and letting them flank us. I mean, you saw it. I mean, we had situations where we walked past somebody sitting up here, and one of the rules that you got to do is the closest thing to you, unless there's some strategic reason not to, but in general, the closest thing to you, everybody should flock, outnumber, and kill. You know what I mean? So I think obviously we were horrible. But like I said, I mean, look at when we were all together, which happened once, we took them and killed them and moved them, and after that we weren't together. You know, um, and we just didn't bother to do the right things. I mean, there's so many things that went wrong, and most of it falls on us to correct. And really, the only way to do it, I think, is to get people in this range to group up and say, let's come out together. I could just go back to any random time and look, and here's a random time and look. Ready? Random time. 3 people here, one here, one here, one dead. All right, let's just go pick another random time. Oh, look at that. I got a person here. I got a person here. I got a person here. I have a person dead. So, I don't know where the 6th person is. I mean, for all I know, it's probably me. You know, well, let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 is dead. And then if I jump to let's go here. This is, I think this is when we first come out. So this isn't where we get too bad. But basically, I bet you if I jump to any random time in here, I'm going to see mostly us spread out in ways that we shouldn't be, dealing with stuff that we shouldn't even have to touch yet. What we should do is, and this is probably, actually this random one wasn't too bad. I mean, except, let's see what happens. Let's see this exact time. Oh, this is when we actually moved the cart, so never mind. Yeah, and I have to jump forward to where we started fucking up. Although, again, we could have probably pushed this a little quicker if we had gotten this way and dealt with it. But random time. Jeffy's in the front. 76 is hanging out up here. Red's coming back. Hamster's dead. Tommy's dead. I have no idea where I am. I think actually I'm dead coming back. I bet you that's me right up here. I mean, I just respawned. So, I mean, you can see we're always out of shape. Always. Every single time I go to. Out of shape. Out of shape. Out of shape. Because we have 76 here. Let's play this one out. And even, so in this case, even when we're in shape, we get ourselves out of shape. Everything right now should have been going back this way. And it's like just you deal with him or make him run away. And then the Genji's going to come, you deal with him, make him run away. I mean, you're not going to kill him a lot. He's not really deadly, he's annoying. So you just have to kind of avoid him and make him go away unless we get that lucky kill shot. But you want to make him back out. You want to make him use his shield and back out so you don't have to deal with him for 10 seconds while you deal with Genji or whatever comes next. And again, this one we screwed ourselves because you have to go back. As soon as this happens, we know everybody's gonna die. You're here. Soldier's here. Jeffy's there. Red's here. I'm here. You're gonna die right there. There's just right. If I remember right, you did right. Pretty sure. I mean, pretty obvious. Whoever's right here is gonna die. Didn't die. Still, I mean, obviously, we would all go back and look at this spot and be like, yeah, who's ever there is probably gonna die. But we didn't die, and we got back together.
60 seconds remaining.
And then I wouldn't say I shouldn't be up here. I mean, I probably need to be up here, but I need to not die up here. That's for sure. I have to win that battle, or I can't be up there, right? But then, look again. Look at the space here. It's too much. I mean, Zen can kind of get away with that. But, I mean, look at what Tommy's dealing with right here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got six, the whole team, and they're dealing with them, So now we've got, now, I mean, it's always the shape. It's almost always the shape. That's the biggest issue is our shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is up in here. That's me somewhere. So now we have a back line. You know, so you say, hey, we got to deal with the hamster. Well, really?
Helden sterben nicht.
Probably wasn't the best Jeffy ult there, but he definitely comes in the right direction at least. God, I would have hated to have seen him ult and run this way, which I see people do. I'm sure I do it too. I mean, it's a lot easier to
Helden
talk about
sterben
doing the right
nicht.
thing than just doing it. Anyway, yeah, I think we were complete garbage. I think it's pretty clear it wasn't a failure to deal with the Hammond as much. It was a failure for us to group and position ourselves properly to deal with anything, including the Genji or the Hammond. So unless we want to keep letting ourselves get picked off easily, you know. So the only other way to overcome this is how we usually win. Is like somebody will go up here and get 4 picks, you know, or we just destroy somebody. So we outnumber them with just sheer wins, or like sheer just like ability. But what we don't do is put ourselves in position to win repeatedly because we're fucking just horrible with our positioning. Anyway.